Good afternoon, Gills fans, and welcome back to the first matchday live of the EFL season for us. En route to the Mems Priestfield Stadium as we take on last season's playoff finalist Bradford. We obviously did the preview yesterday, didn't we, Bozzard?
Yeah.
We're both feeling quite positive,
yeah.
which is a little bit overwhelming, a little bit uncomfortable, obviously, after last season. No, all jokes aside, last week was a good point, a very good point. As we said yesterday, Tuesday was a decent enough showing. I think we never went there expecting
just a free throw,
to roll them over. Yeah, it was almost a free swing, but we didn't get disgraced, and some of the youngsters got good game time, which is valuable. Match preview came out last night from the club, and it said that it seems Lee Martin, Mark Byrne, Luke O'Neill hobbled off the other night. They all seem to be available, it looks like. So I think the only one that's a real doubt is Billy Bingham. I can't see him being involved in that. I thought it was a broken foot and then got diagnosed as really bad bruising. So on the back of that, obviously we did a team yesterday. What are we thinking then? Now for 11, still holding goal.
I'd still say similar to what we said yesterday. I wouldn't rush Lacey back personally.
No,
I'd have him on the bench, but I wouldn't rush him back.
So you'd keep the back. I'd keep the three centre backs as the same as last week. So O'Neill, Amar, Zakwani.
Yeah.
Ogilvie will probably have to play left wing back because Galveston's injured. Unless they keep Parker out there, you don't know. Scott Wagstaff's definitely got to play for me. I think he's been very good what I've seen in pre-season. So no Bingham, so I suppose we're going to have to play three in there. So you think Josh Wright would be one, Lee Martin would be one, and Mark Byrne would be one, I suppose. I suppose Byrne would have to be the sitter, you think?
Yeah.
Up front, what did we say yesterday? We said we'd like to change it up a bit, didn't we?
We expected Parker, didn't we?
I'd still like to see Eves and Wilkinson together. I know, again, we keep saying it that we're going to get accused of playing two big men, but I don't think they're exactly the same player. So that'd be our 11-ish. We did our predictions yesterday. Boz is going for a clean sheet, which would be marvellous. A 1-0. I'm saying a 2-1. Other than that, there's not a lot. We've not heard a lot from the Bradford camp other than yesterday, which is Vince a lot suspended, Charlie Wyke and Adam Chickson obviously injured. We're getting closer to the ground now, though, so hopefully as we get to 2 o'clock we'll be able to give you some more team news. We are out the car now and Boz has just had a look and we've got some team news. But first, obviously we've not scored in our first 2 games, have we? So there's been a lot of debate about who should start up top. So I ran a little Twitter poll this morning. It was 3 groups, 1 of 4 and 2 threes, and then the top 2 from the main group, and then the other 2 went into a final. And we've just looked at the results, haven't we? And it was Gills fans picked out as the winner was Eves and Nash to start, I think, wasn't it? And then it was closely followed by Wilkinson and Nash. There was like 2% in it, and I think the lowest in the final was Josh Parker paired with Connor Wilkinson, and we've just looked at the team and that is the pairing that AD has picked today. Full 11 is Thomas Holy in goal. 3 centre backs are Alex Lacey, who makes his debut for us, Max Amar and the returning Gabriel Zakwani. Wing backs were Connor Ogilvie and Luke O'Neill's been pushed out to wing back. It looks like midfield 3 of Mark Byrne, Josh Wright and Lee Martin, and as we've just said, it's Connor Wilkinson and Josh Parker up front. Who's on the bench? So it's Hadler, Wagstaff, Hess, Oldacre, Cundall, Nash and Tom Eves. That's your 18 for today. Like I said, we're nearly at the ground, so as soon as we get in there we'll give you some more footage.
He's gone exactly that way until the last minute, and I don't think I'm ready for him.
I just don't like it. I was told I was allowed to play for it. I'm so like that. West Ham Boys Club. Next year I might have to that's hard. That's a really good year. Oh, right, I'll get it. Oh, it's great.
Our players in the right position. He looks like he's starting up front.
Yeah, but we've got him on the right hand side.
He was the only one in front of
vote new. 4, Alex Lacey. 5, Max Amon. 6, Gabriel Zakwani. 10, Connor Wilson. Stadium starting League 1 against Bradford City, Virginia. Let's get behind the guys. Let's hear it for the Gills!
Stanley, he's running straight to him. Fucking mark him. Far too easy.
20 minutes gone and it's 1-0 to Bradford. Free kick in the build-up.
Yeah.
2, offside to start with. Then it looks like there's a foul on Lacey. And then you think there's a little bit, I don't want to say blame on Holy, but it's not the best discussion.
It wasn't a placement, it wasn't a powerful or a quick shot. I think you should say it.
But the game should have been stopped before then.
Yeah. But they have been starting better than us.
We just said just before this that they just started to get on top. But yeah, it's been pretty even, but yeah, work to do. Boz, I'm going to come to you again. That tackle on Mark Byrne for me, yellow or red? He's been given a yellow. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Absolutely. He could have broken his leg.
Yeah, I thought it was worse.
But should be a red card. Should have been about 4 red cards to be fair, but he's got away with it. think so far? There's a break in play for an head injury, but I don't think we've been poor.
Starting okay. Since the goal, they've been much better.
They've been slightly on top, haven't they?
Moving around a lot quicker, their movement's a lot better. Yeah, we seem really slow to offload it as well.
I said to you before we come on here, again, I don't think we look awful. Defensively, we look solid enough. Aside from the goal, they've not really got him behind, but it's the other end again, isn't it, at the moment. We lack Wilkinson's trying to put himself about.
There doesn't seem to be any width.
But Josh Parker, you seem to think, he just seems slow in everything that he does a little bit, which is...
He's not... Wilkinson gets the ball and looks up, and Parker stops. He's not gone with it.
And his runs seem to be exactly the same every time, don't they? He doesn't seem to bend his run or change him up, so then it becomes very easy to defend against. Anyway, a few minutes till the break and we're 1-0 down. 1-0 down at half time, and since the goal, unfortunately, we almost reverted to last season a little bit, didn't we? It was a little bit disjointed and rushed, and a little bit, we just got panicked after we conceded. I thought up until then we were very solid, but I think for the first half hour it was probably a 7 out of 10. For the last 10 minutes it was probably a 4 or 5 out of 10.
Towards the end of the first half, it went. Heads went, everyone panicked. All the hard work of the first half hour just went.
I'll let you talk us through the Max Amar incident. No, he's not going to do it.
I'll defend Max Amar a lot, but that was appalling. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he's lost it. He needs to be changed. Don't just stand there for
That was the worst thing.
Luke Norris used to get slated for that. And Amar's giving it away on the edge of his area. He stood there with his arms in the air, like that.
Yeah, that's probably the indefensible part, yeah.
If he's chasing back, fair enough, he's made an error.
Has Dominic Pollian just said, yeah, I'll have this one back for the Rory Donnelly assist last season when he was at Wimbledon. But bottom line is it's half time, we're 1-0 down, and sadly there's a lack of creativity again, isn't there? I've been trying to make a change at half time. It looks like all 7 substitutes are still out, but I'd get Tom Eaton alongside Wilkinson and either take Josh Parker off,
if Parker's going to play, I think
or he has to play from the side because he's not a centre forward. Plenty have said it, and just in that first 45 minutes, it's glaringly obvious that he doesn't seem. I'm not saying he's not an intelligent footballer at all, but he doesn't make the right runs from it or make the right movement, and he makes it very easy to defend against him.
He runs a straight line.
Yeah, and the same straight line as that as well, which is a big problem. But 45 minutes, hopefully we can turn it round second half. I can give it away. left wing. Suddenly we've got 4 up front. Gills are down to 10 men and it's an absolutely disgraceful decision for me. How is that any different to the one on Burnley? I don't think Wilkinson's made any contact.
Because one on Burnley did make contact.
And Wilkinson's not got anywhere near him yet. It's a straight red card. It's an absolute disgrace.
Straight up.
And then Geezer's got up as soon as the red card comes out. Absolutely shocking refereeing.
Two substitutions by number 33 and 27 in match. Four additionals. Back in the car now with Boz. I've left the ground. It's finished 1-0 to Bradford. Had a goal disallowed in the last couple of minutes. It looks like it's offside. There's not a lot in it, but we've managed to catch it and I've freeze framed it, so to speak. And I think Tom Eaves is just off, which is deeply frustrating because I personally think we did enough second half to earn a point. We've created some chances, haven't we? We had Josh Wright's header. He's just got to hit the target.
The only concern for me is while we created little bits, we haven't. Doyle's not had any saves to make.
No, the chances we created, missed the target.
Yeah, we missed the target, yeah.
Josh Parker had one where he sort of ran onto it and hit him on the foot or the ankle and has rolled just wide.
I mean, it wasn't fantastic, but there were signs. We had moments.
Yeah, there wasn't like a massive sustained period,
no.
But like you said, there were glimpses and flashes that makes you think hopefully we'll be all right. And we've just seen coming out of the ground, I think we're 1 or 2 away from having a decent season.
The thing is, it's there for everyone to see and what we're missing.
Yeah, exactly. Creativity.
Bradley
Dack and Cody McDonald, people will mention them names all the time, that we're not scoring goals, and it is frustrating because it would have been nice if Tom Eaves had got off the mark. It would have been a well-earned point again. It would have been us going to the end, and this thing that Ady likes to beat his drum about is, working hard now and playing the correct way in terms of attitude and application. It would have sort of backed that claim up, but unfortunately we've lost the game. I didn't think they offered loads second half until we started getting, we were stretched, and we was having to gamble a little bit. I would have liked Liam Nash and even Scott Wagstaff to come on earlier.
That's what frustrated me, was how long we've left. Edinburgh used to do that.
Liam Nash was bright, wasn't he? Really bright. He's had one header, he's glanced one over.
2 free kicks, was it?
Two free kicks, the one for the goal that's disallowed right at the end of injury time, so he looks bright. The big loss, unfortunately, is going to be Connor Wilkinson. I'm going to say now straight away, people might disagree with me, it's not a red card. Because if you look at the challenge on Mark Byrne in the first half, that's borderline assault, and he gets a yellow card, he snapped Mark Byrne in half.
Yeah.
Connor Wilkinson, people on Twitter have said there's about 2 foot gap between him and the player. Others have said that you can, if you're diving in 2-footed, then then there's intent. But I don't think it's 2-footed.
And it's how the ref interprets that. Because if a ref's seen it, that's one thing. But the linesman's right there.
Linesman's not helped him out at all game. In fairness, he's just been. He might as well just propped a flag up over there because he was an absolute waste of time. But for me, all Connor Wilkins doing is jumping across to try and block the clearance. And if that ball hits Connor Wilkinson, I don't know if you would disagree or agree with me, Boz. If that ball hits Connor Wilkinson and goes out for a throw-in, no one says a word.
Everyone applauds him for charging it down.
Well, I mean, even the ref won't even look at it as a potential dangerous player, whatever you want to call it. But there's no contact, and he's nowhere near the player, and I don't think he's even jumped towards the player. He's jumped across to try and stop that ball coming out from the corner.
The guy next to me was absolutely raging. He said Wilkinson's got every right to go. Personally, I didn't see it. The guy next to me was absolutely adamant. He said Wilkinson's got every right to go for it. If he doesn't go for it, fans are on his back.
Well, exactly, yeah, we'd be raging because we're saying he's not doing his job properly. Because first half, a couple of times, we've moaned at Josh Parker for not getting out quick enough and closing down the fullback or the centre half. So, again, it's fine lines. We've come out on the wrong side of both of them, I think, unfortunately. In terms of a penalty claim, Connor Wilkinson again involved in that. We weren't sure.
Yeah. At the time I said to you, I thought it was a soft one, but it's one of them. If it goes against you, you're raging. If you get it, brilliant.
But a couple have said from block 1 and 2 that we know that obviously are right. They're saying it's a stonewaller, and they've said that the reaction of the Bradford players indicated that they knew they'd got away with one again. So unfortunately, the big decisions today, it seems, have gone slightly against us. I know it might sound like sour grapes and making excuses, but I don't think it was an horrendous performance. We've had I think we've made one really bad mistake, which was Max Amer, and he knows that. He's then compounded it by not trying to get back in and rectify it. He's just stood there and had a row with Josh Parker, which frustrated you, and correctly so. But we haven't worked Colin Doyle enough. He's made one save, I think, from Josh Parker first half, and then he's basically caught crosses and that. If he's not been worked by Josh Wright or Josh Parker.
But one positive I will say is that when we did look dangerous from set pieces, and Lee Martin's delivery, bar I think one free kick
was very, very impressive.
One free kick was very bad, but yeah, every other one, and the delivery was almost spot on.
Yeah, I think there's
if we're looking for positives, there's one.
There are positives there. We're 2 games in. Let's not get ahead of ourselves and start. Obviously, plenty will start going down the ADH route, and that's fair enough. That's their opinion, but I'm not going to do that after 180 minutes of football. Obviously, the lack of goals is blindingly clear to everyone. Unfortunately, and we do need a proven striker. It'd be lovely, but they cost money, and do we have money? I don't think we do. So
the question is, are we going to spend it? Well, we know we've got some. Will we go and spend it this window? I'm not so sure. I think it might wait till the next window.
Unless we can get someone in on loan, that'd be nice. We might be able to get someone out of the Premier League
we can
with a bit of pedigree or a bit of promise. But all in all, the performance I'd probably say was about a 6.5 out of 10. I don't think anyone was horrendous.
The second half was an improvement on the first, but
yeah, I thought we were the better side second half. Again, it's just that little bit, that word that I've used all through pre-season was, in terms of us, we look promising, but the word that's lacking, I think, is stardust, magic. That's going to be could be the key between having a season in the bottom half or maybe a season where we start to sneak into the top half. But we've lost the game. There's a few positives. There weren't loads and loads of negatives aside from the fact that we've not taken our chances. Anyway, that's enough from us today. As always, thanks for watching. Please keep liking and retweeting, and until next time, up the Gills.